When we think of verbs, we usually think of an action, and verbs usually do show action. Verbs can also be helping verbs that go along with an action. I am reading. Verbs can also just express state of being. I am in my house. But verbs can also do something else. They can link. Verbs can link one word with another word. A lot of our state of being verbs are also linking verbs, and some words that can sometimes be action verbs are also linking verbs. Let's look at some examples. And we're going to go back to Narnia for our examples here. And we're going to speak about the queen here. The queen is the white witch. I don't have any action happening here. But if you've learned the song, am, is, are, was, here's our verb, is. The queen is the white witch. The subject is queen. There is a word that comes after our verb that renames the subject. White witch. White witch equals queen. So is links the nouns, the white witch and queen. Those two nouns are linked together by our linking verb is. We talked about this earlier this year. This is called the subject complement. Sometimes people call it a predicate nominative. It is a noun that renames the subject. This is our linking verb. Here's another example. Her name is Jadis. Linking verb that links the subject with a word that comes after the verb and renames it. Her name equals Jadis. However, it doesn't have to be a noun here. You can have adjectives here as well. The queen is powerful. Powerful describes the queen. This is an adjective that comes after the linking verb and describes the subject. I could have called her a powerful queen and then put in action. The powerful queen tempted Edmund with Turkish delight. But in this case, the adjective comes after the verb. The queen is powerful. This is my linking verb. Powerful is linked to the subject. The queen is cruel. An adjective that describes the subject. This is the linking verb. The queen is dangerous. An adjective that describes the subject. These two are linked by the linking verb. Now, do I have to say is? Of course not. I can use past tense. The queen was dangerous. That's still a linking verb because dangerous describes queen. I can also have things that look like action. The queen appears dangerous. Dangerous describes queen, appears is a linking verb because dangerous describes queen, which is the subject. The queen looks dangerous. Again, linking verb. Now, if I said, Lucy looked around the forest, that's an action. But in this case, the queen looks dangerous. This is a linking verb because the adjective that comes after the verb describes the subject. I mentioned cruel. We had the word cruel, so we could have the queen will become cruel. Cruel describes queen. Will become is a future tense linking verb. The queen will become angry. Angry describes the subject. And will become is our linking verb. Let me give you another example. This time about the children. And you see if you can tell me what all the parts of the sentence are. The children were human. If you've read this story, she's like, are you a child of Adam? Are you a daughter of Eve? The children were human. So this is a noun. What's the subject? Subject is children. What's the verb? The verb is were. Is it a linking verb? Well, does the word that comes after the verb equal the subject? The children were human. Yes, that makes this a linking verb. The children were cold. This time it's an adjective. The adjective comes after the linking verb and it describes the children, which is the subject. Subject, linking verb, subject complement. Both of these are subject complements. This one's a noun, this one's an adjective. We call this one a predicate nominative because it's a noun. We call this one a predicate adjective. Why do we call it predicate nominative? Because predicate is a big fancy word for verb. So this is a noun and a verb that comes after, a noun and an adjective that come after the verb and rename the subject. And then we have one more. The children were hungry. Hungry is an adjective, comes after a verb, renames, or sorry, it doesn't rename, it describes the children. Hungry children. So that means this is a linking verb. Remember, when you have a linking verb, the word that comes after, whether a noun or an adjective, will rename or describe the subject. And sometimes it's a be verb, am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. But sometimes it's what looks like an action verb. I could say the children look. Of course, I would not have. The children look cold. The children look human. Well, they are human. The children look hungry. Since these describe or rename the subject, this is the linking verb.